I always hoped I'd get the chance to speak to you someday. I want to say I'm sorry.
You're sneaky, sir. When we spoke to you before, you said you weren't going to be acting in this one. And not only did you get drafted into it, but you're playing one of the most pivotal characters. I'd love to know the process of you deciding to play this role this season. And I heard Jason Segel was kind of involved.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it. I really was happy just writing on it. And look, it's an incredible cast. But then there was this part that we'd written. We were thinking about casting it. And then Jason Segel called me and Bill Lawrence to his trailer. And he was like, why isn't Brett doing this? Brett, you should do this. And we were like, I don't know. And he said, think about it, 24 hours. And so we did. And then in the morning, Bill called me and he was like, what do you think? And I was like, well, shall we take the risk? And then we did it. But if Jason Segel tells you to do something, you should probably do it. It's my rule in life.
I like that he did do it. As Bill told me when we spoke to him earlier, we get to see you fresh-faced.
Yeah.
And according to him, this character is a little bit, not his actions, obviously, but his sensibilities is more like you, like the sensitiveness, and that the character is closer to you. Did you find that in playing him, that maybe this was the closest character that you've played on screen? Because I know Roy is quite a departure, and some of the other stuff is quite a departure.
I don't know, because I think of this character as like, I don't know if I take that as a compliment, because I think this character is like an open wound. I think this this character might be like me if the thing that happened. You know, like I don't see him like it's probably one of my all-time biggest fears is what happens to this man. And so I guess it's a act of empathy or whatever to play that, where you're like, how would I feel in this scenario? And the answer is completely like I think he's a very tragic sort of, I just thought of him as like an open wound, like he's a ghost of himself, like he's so filled with guilt and shame and horror, and I think all he thinks about is that and the responsibility of it, and he's kind of barely functioning because how do you recover from that? It seems impossible, you know.
I mean, it's hard, but that's Bill. He works with you. That's what he said. It's not mine. He said that you're a sensitive boy like that. So I don't know. I would like to talk about the scene where all of this sort of plays out with Lukita, like that scene between the two of you.
In six.
If the theme of the season is forgiveness, it all plays out there, right?
That was one of my favorite scenes to shoot and do. I think Lukita is so amazing in that scene. It's such a beautiful, she's like an angel in that scene. Like it really is very special. And filming that was very special. And Michael's amazing in it. And we were all like, that was a really special day. It was very like quiet on set, which it never normally is. And we were all very like focused. But yes, it's like, you know, the story is, how do you forgive the worst thing? And we get this peak in the middle of the season where it's like Alice finds her way there in a very, like, it surprises her and him, I think. Neither of them are expecting this moment. But then it's like, what about everyone else? What about Jimmy?
Jimmy might take a little longer.
Yeah, I think so.
Put it that way. When we spoke to you last time for Ted Lasso, I felt in that season you were just writing yourself rom-com moments. And since then, you've literally written yourself in 2 rom-coms. I saw all of you at TIFF.
Oh, you saw it?
And I saw it at TIFF. Yeah, it was great. You're excellent. Imogene as well. And you also have Office Romance. So I just have to say, what has it been like writing your rom-com dreams? And do I get co-writing credit for being like, this is what I'm feeling for you? And you're being like, I like what you're thinking. I'm telling you, man, I'm taking credit.
That probably warrants full writing credit. Yeah, I think it will probably I just say it's weird. I'm happy to do that. Take the pressure off. I say it was all you. That'd be good for me.
Just real quick though, what was it like? Did you have fun finally getting to like live within that world? Because I know you're passionate about it.
Oh, I love it. I like. I mean, all of these very different from Office Romance. Very, very different tonally. But I like it's all I care about is writing about his relationships, and in whatever form that is. So these films, and Shrinking's a show about relationships. It's all I care about, you know. So whatever form that takes, I'm all for it.